All right, this is my first time doing a dual stream on Twitter, so things might be a bit shaky for the time being. So if there's any way in order to kind of improve upon that, then I can probably make some tweaks here and there too. But I'll get things set up in a bit. Hope y'all are gonna be sticking around for at least a little bit as we delve into the few, but I wouldn't say grave, sins that are present. But we need to get this set up first. We got our noodles, we got the spicy sauce to add on to that. And there's a big motherfucker too. It's a big motherfucker. So far, no drop frames too. Awesome. The mistake I'm making doing this on a work day of all things. I'm gonna reap the whirlwind. So you know what? I'm gonna get the hot water boiling, and we will get started soon. So I'll be back. As the water's boiling, did anybody have anything they want to talk about? Anything that's on their mind and so on? How's everybody's work day going so far? Work week? I know if you're over in the Upper East, it's been really freaking humid and I wish it would stop. Really do wish that it would stop. I beg. Please, I beg. The last thing I want to do is just constantly just lament every single day. You okay as this is my Monday? Huh? No, wait. Right. You have a bit of an odd schedule, right? So pretty much the work week has started for you, Ned. The work week. Okay. I'm guessing it's just a lot of long hours here and there too, for those weekends. And it's also shift work too, right? All right, let me switch over to the. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so there's a noticeable delay on Twitter. Monday from today until Monday third shift. Okay, so you're working like the late night hours. The late night hours, indeed. Like the pay is probably even better considering the overall toll it has on you. Like I work shift work too, and it's like middle way especially since they got some raises here and there and promotion. So, but I know for a fact that I'll probably never even make more money than those in third shift because one, they barely have access to any kind of like special teams or repairs or anything of the sort. Oh, water's boiling. And all that good stuff. Okay, so let me bring the camera. So y'all can see. So we just gotta let this simmer for at least 4 minutes. And we're gonna need the broth. Now, there's a good portion where I feel like I might not need all the broth, considering there's only like 6 submissions of the sin counter. But I am not gonna be ready for what comes after that. Like, I also probably want to like keep things open too, in case if anybody else has another kind of confessional that they want to do, another confession they want to make. The link is on the tweet that I made promoting the event. Well, I wouldn't say an event, but it's more like a segment of sorts. So, I honestly should have just pushed this to Friday, if anything, so I have more time to just kind of like digest and make my prayers too. You know damn well I'm not gonna survive. Like, I probably am gonna like bitch out and just drink some milk afterwards, or have anything like completely solid and dairy. Because my ass is gonna be on fire. And on a work day? Oh boy, oh boy. The decisions I make, the choices I do. The things I do for y'all. I do for love. Was this machine? Yeah, I could. I could. So you know what? I'm gonna bring the link. If I can get it. And I think you could also pin the you can pin the link to. I think you can also pin the link, Jidori. So if anybody wants to like come on in, they can do that. Oh, I hate when they do that. Convert the link into a little tiny URL. Alright, thank you, Jidori. It's now pinned on the Twitch chat. So we have plenty of fun stuff to work with. Alright, now. 1, 2, 3. All right, now add sauce and stir. This is gonna be the moment of truth. So hellishly hot. Oh, it's thick. It is absolutely thick. Also with the steam seal I got, a few shmups and bullet hells. A lot of them classics. I think I got like maybe one or two. I got one or two of them. One or two bullet hells. I think Hellseeker, I think it was. Can't wait to play that one on stream. I honestly do need to do more shmup stuff. I honestly do need to do more shmup stuff. Every time I look at this thing, I'm kind of reminded of that one episode of SpongeBob with the hot sauce. So devilishly hot that could probably melt through your tongue. This is what I'm up against. It smells intense too. It's no bulldog, but it definitely has the hallmarks of the black packaging for sure. It tells you it's gonna be extremely hot. By the power of fire, deem this judge. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Beats. Got back racestorming G. Darius. Oh, G. Darius is there. Oh, yeah, I probably need to get my hands on that too. I've been meaning to try a Darius game for the longest. I've been meaning to do that. And the Steam sales end today, right? Yep. Let me do that. Let me do that real quick. I didn't know Darius was there. Yep, Chronicle Saviors, G Darius HD. Both are like $15. But there's also Complete Pack. It's like 47. As a Cosmic Collection too. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Oh, this is a great deal. It's a great deal. Compared to spending like $124.97 for the Darius series complete pack. Yeah, I think that might be a good deal for sure. As G Darius Cosmic Collection Arcade, Darius First Chronicle Saviors, also includes Darius 2, Sagaya, Darius Gaiden, Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors, G Darius HD, G Darius version 2.2, and version 0.2 HD, CS, Exhibition. Fuck yeah, I will. I need more shmups. I also need to install our rootage too. That's another one that Denswell recommended to me as well. I have Chorensha, but actually streaming that live is a bit of a pain in the ass because I have to just constantly wrestle with the window. So I just end up streaming on desktop. Alright, there you go. Purchase done. I'm actually glad you mentioned Darius because I honestly, it was something that was floating in my head for the longest part, but I don't want to turn on my PS4 It's just... Well, that did not sound good. Hold on. Sound like one of my cats vomited. All right, yeah. One of my cats had a hairball. They're good. All right. Now let's get to it. We shall begin with our little confessional stream. What is yes. Please pray for me. Yep. Oh yeah, I have my mic muted. I have my mic muted. Sorry, but yeah, I'm using Restream.io to stream both here and on Twitter. Yeah, the classic. The absolute classic. Alright, now to approach this with decorum and respect. Well, as much respect as I can. But to those who have laid down their hearts, who have been wrought with sin and grief, I come to you with a chance of reprieve. Those who have been bogged by the iniquities of their lives now have the opportunity to see someone bear their sin and absolve it in a sea of fire. And that sea of fire is what you see here. As each sin shall be cast down to the depths of hell. Alright, let me get a bit of a closer look. I shall bear it in your stead. And though I may feel regret, though I may feel the lingering effects of this whole process, as long as you live your lives with a clean and open heart, you have been absolved. But no, really, just go to a church if you want to do that legitimately. I'm not a certified priest or anything of the sort, so this is just mostly to kind of let things out anonymously, like a real confessional. Though I may not hear your voice, I understand where you might be coming from, even if it is a bit of a jokey thing too. But without further ado, let us commence the absolution of fire. And let me refresh just to see if there's been anything new. Okay, so we ain't a confessional without something absolutely off the wall. Something absolutely off the wall. And it wouldn't be any kind of confession without that too. So, of the 6 sins that have been confessed to thee, one sinner has posted as their confessional that they jerk off to futanari hentai daily. Daily. They emphasize daily. Meaning they really do like CWD. If you don't know what that stands for, watch Boomerang. If you're old enough to remember what Boomerang is, then you know it's probably like primetime Eddie Murphy. Primetime Eddie Murphy movies. Forget sinful. That is actually dedication to it. A bit of a concerning dedication at that, but who am I to blame? I don't judge harshly. Well, I can't really say that. But they are expanding their horizons on a level that none could ever even compare. And they would also be the ones that have recommendations up the wazoo. Anything that is not futabu, for good reference. And that's like the most known futa hentai that I've heard so far. There's probably much better ones out there. But the sin of being wholeheartedly dedicated to the art of women with wangs. I shall partake within 3 seconds of dousing that with fire, so he may be absolved. You may receive. This motherfucker's got some kick. I shall partake from the broth. But whoever you are, I have a good feeling that you might be a ghosty as well. I have a good feeling. No interruptions. Phone's off in the church. Okay. On to the next one. And also, you might also have some real good recommendations like I mentioned before. So, if anyone is a futa enjoyer, do seek out the identity of that particular individual that have confessed. Or if you are within this chat, feel free to disclose that identity if you are brave enough. However, if you want to remain in anonymity, that is also fine. That's the nature of this particular stream. Oh, we got another response. Now let's go in order. Forgive me, Father. Alright, as this one sinner has mentioned, another sinner has mentioned. Forgive me, Father, for I have done the rudest things. Hand-holding. It is not the rudest thing because you have not mentioned a specific kind of hand-holding. However, unprotected hand-holding is indeed a sin. A sin to bear. Especially if it's one of joy's intent. Also, greetings, Denzel. Welcome to the stream. But because you have not mentioned a specific type of hand-holding, you'll be absolved for 5 seconds. That sin will be doused in fire. 1. May your sin be absolved, though you may not be saved so readily. I shall bear the sin for you. And another. Whew! You know, I think it might take a while, so I'm gonna add a little bit more to the broth. So, I'll be right back, because this is gonna be a lengthy one. Now, the reason why I kind of lessened that sin was because it was not interlocked hand holding. It is not interlocked hand holding. If it was interlocked, that would have been straight to hell. But because it was just simple hand holding, it was fine. It was simply fine, and nothing much to really worry about. However, hand holding in the act of itself can be indecent, especially if it's sweaty hand holding, disregarding for any depth of cleanliness, disregarding any notion of proper hygiene. But the gravest, most damnable sin of all is interlocking feet. That is the gravest of them all. To those that have conjoined feet together in such unholy, diabolical, devilish matrimony, not even the frozen pits of hell would be enough. You have to be sent to super hell in space, where the event horizon is just a stone's throw away. With righteous indignation, you shall be cast into the deepest reaches of the unknown. And not even that could save you, no matter how much you beg for forgiveness. That is a sin I cannot forgive. But I'm more than willing to forget. On to the next one. The next sinner's confession has gone as follows. Forgive me, Father Otsdarva, for I have sinned. I have fallen into temptation and posted feet online to make my followers happy. May you be forgiven, and may these sins be absolved. For posting feet for free, not capitalizing on the possibilities of making your bread and profiting off of it. You may be absolved within 3 seconds. May you be absolved. And again, absolved. Oh, it's spicier. Further down I go. All right. The next sinner has confessed to thee. My sin is a sin of cowardice. Afraid to defeat my demons and express my interest in art. This is an honest sin. This is truly an honest sin. And for that, it'll be a measly absolution. But do not be afraid of those demons, for they seem mountainous, in perspective. With mighty brush, pencil, pen, marker in hand, whatever tool that you use, you could probably draw them pregnant. And you can cast even the greatest fear to the mightiest demon that stands before you in your path to art. Keep that in mind, for you shall be absolved of this honest sin. And I shall partake. And so on. Okay, next sin. And it seems like a very interesting one. For this sinner has impregnated a mountain for funsies, but thinking of the environmental and ecosystemic impact that it would have. So, in their words, they literally fucked the earth. They fucked the earth. As crass as it sounds, this is what the message conveys. But in order to achieve that, I am sure that you, in order to impregnate a mountain, barring the length of time it probably took, barring the qualities of that moment of intercourse with said mountain, you must have had a member. Well, let's just get to those. Let's just get to the thick of it. Your dick was probably diamonds, man. Your dick was diamonds. The fuck a damn mountain. It's probably like dagger the shit out of that. Like, good God. But we have to take into consideration that you probably have caused environmental and ecosystemic damage that probably is hard to reverse in nature alone. But as long as you have a happy family that can weather the storm, you should be fine. But the second part is definitely the thing that has to be taken into consideration the most. Ergo, you'll be absolved within these 3 seconds. And partake. And good. Though it may be small, it feels like my throat is gonna be hoarse. The fire in my belly is only intensifying as we go on. Thankfully, I drank some tea beforehand, so the impact might not be as immense, but it will certainly have its impact later on. The next sin to have been brought forward to this confession the sinner has mentioned that they eat peanuts with the shell on. Partake. Unforgivable. You must live life on hard mode to eat peanuts with the shell on. Like, extra crunchy is not the pejorative. It is a mission to get as crunchy as possible. You would go so far as to eat the peanuts with the shell on. You might as well just eat rocks at that point. But hey, if you get lucky, you may actually have 2 peanuts within that shell. So it's double the crunchiness. But if you do eat peanuts and take them out from the shell, you may be, as long as you're tossing them out responsibly, not tossing them onto the ground like some sort of Neanderthal, you should be fine. And for the last sin that has been presented to thee, the sin is bared as follows. Forgive me, Father, for I've been axed by using the Muteki code at least 100 times. Muteki code. Axley. I may actually have to research who that could possibly be. I feel like it's something in reference to Super Robot Wars or something. Because I think I remember, like, Axel usually gets called Axley in some other regions. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a shmup. The Muteki code. Wait. You were invincible! Hold up! Grave sin. Grave sin. A very grave sin. A very, very grave sin. Why would you rob yourself of the fulfillment and the enjoyment of suffering through a bullet hell by being invincible? Like, it took me a moment until I started realizing Muteki. Hyper Muteki da. You're invincible. For that sin, absolution may not be enough. For you have robbed yourself of reaching enlightenment after completing a bullet hell game with invincibility cheats on. 100 times, no less. That is blasphemy! Absolute blasphemy! I shall finish this, but it may not be enough in order to absolve you. You cannot be saved. Like, I can understand extra lives, yes. At least you can actually have the risk of punishment. But you learn from each and every mistake that you made. I'm pretty sure actually also plays similar to like R-Type too, since it's like a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. And with this, if there are no further confessions to be brought to the pulpit, to the booth, this will conclude the Absolution of Fire. R-Type Final R13 Cerberus, you were done dirty. Problem is, what was it? Was it the Axley? Huh? I don't remember. Okay, fair. fair. But if I have gone across yours, you'll probably know what kind of verdict I gave. But again, if there are no further confessions to make, to deliver into the form, it shall be dissolved by the well, we gotta keep it up, because I think I need to kind of remind myself what I've been subjected to bear these sins in varying weight and degrees. So, surprise, surprise, this does. It tastes good. It tastes decent. Not as hard as I thought it would be, but it tasted pretty decent. I felt like if I added some like proteins to it or anything of the sort to probably like spice it up, I probably would have been able to get more enjoyment out of it. But it's decent. But I know I'm probably gonna have to go to the mall in order to get like the Bulldog, or at least get it on Amazon, like the triple spicy stuff. So the next time I ever do another Absolution of Fire, if there is like any more clamoring for it, I'll definitely make the amends and actually get the legit Bulldog that I posted up on the promotional. Because I felt like, in a way, I did kind of cheat myself. I did kind of cheat myself a little bit. But it was fun nonetheless. It's a nice little twist on doing the usual confession streams that I see other people do. But I also gotta make it a habit of not eating ramen noodles that often too. Because these things are like packed with sodium. Like the one that I have, 990 milligrams of sodium. That ain't good for the heart. And to eat it daily, the size and portion of this is already like insane enough. So to do that on a regular basis, that's not gonna be healthy. Unless if I drink a crap ton of water, which is not really a good idea after you're eating something very spicy. This is definitely something that has to have some balance to it. But yeah, let me go over just in case if anybody has missed the confessions. And after that, I'm gonna end the stream right there and raid y'all to somebody else. In the meantime, I'm gonna watch the newest episode of The Boys that just posted up, or just catch up on the Mushoku Tensei, which I'm actually enjoying the show so far. And also, at some point, need to like catch up on either like Kagurabachi, maybe make some progress on the Heavy Metal Elgime, since I haven't been really watching it as much. If anything, I probably want to like veer off Heavy Metal Elgime for the moment and just probably watch something else like Zegapane, Web Diver, or I don't know what else I have on my list. But when I get to that point, I'll get there. Oh yeah, the new episodes of Kogiya's Rose of the Rebellion, the Rose of the Resistance. But yes, let's list off the sins that we have absolved to some degree, and we shall let you go. Thank you, Chidori. I do my best and make the most of it possible. So, one sinner has mentioned that they jerked off the Futanari hentai daily. Very exquisite taste, to say. They might be the connoisseur that those might be looking for, but who knows? Another has done hand-holding. They are pretty much spared because they did not mention interlocked hand-holding, like fingers together. Another sinner has mentioned that they have posted feet online. The fact that they did not do it for free, the fact that they did it for free is already a major sin enough. But if it's for the sheer enjoyment of seeing your followers happy, then it is, I wouldn't say a negligible sin, but it's still a sin that could be easily coasted by to a certain extent. The other admits their cowardice and their fear of defeating demons in their expression for art. And to that I say, fuck your demons. You can draw them getting fucked. You can draw them getting pregnant. Even the mechanized masses that appear as the wild hunt, with paintbrush in hand, with marker in hand, with pen in hand, with pencil in hand, you can conjure up even the greatest things that your enemies will fear. Even if it's an MS Paint drawing. If it's a damn good MS Paint drawing, you can do better than that. You can do better than those that type on a friggin' prompter and all that gobbledygook. You will always be ahead of the curve. The next sin is someone impregnating a mountain for funsies without thinking of the environmental and ecosystemic impact it would have. And I feel like this is probably the one that Denso probably put in, because it's a reference to a certain little in-joke that I have whenever I play like Ace Combat games. And I know a good number of people know what I'm talking about. It is it is practically a meme at that point. How else would I fuck the world with a jet? You know how. Face down, ass up to the sky, and a furious thrust to the earth. And it just ends with a very explosive finish. If that's a little bit much, then that's pretty much how you see me play Ace Combat. Fast, hard, unforgiving. Until I start regretting things. And by that point, it's too late to pull up, to pull out, to do anything else. And I caused some serious damage. To say the least. The next one is someone eating peanuts with a shell on. The wording could be a little bit the wording could be a bit weird, but if they're eating it directly with the shell on, then that's hard to forgive. That is absolutely hard to forgive, and I can't exactly fathom that either. Ergo, it's a hard sin to absolve. But one of the gravest sins that I come across is someone playing a shmup called Axley, using the Muteki code, invincibility code, and beating the game at least 100 times. That's robbing yourself of the joy of fulfillment. That is absolutely robbing yourself of that fulfillment of beating a shmup. No matter how many losses you've taken, no matter how many continues you've done, one of these days you will 1 credit clear. We're gonna bring it to power. You hear me, folks? If you're playing that shmup and you are practicing day in and day out, you will achieve that 1 credit clear. You will do it. I believe in you. So with that, I'm gonna call it a day. Hope you had a wonderful time with the stream, and if you want to see more of these kind of things, then hey, do swing by my Twitch channel. If you're watching this on Twitter, I refuse to call it X. If you're watching this on Twitter, I think mine was obvious. I don't know if it was an obvious one. It can't be the feet thing, that's one thing for sure. But if you want to reveal which one you've done, then you can just kind of lay it out in the Discord. Or just lay it out here now before I start rating somebody else. Alright. The premarital oh, that was you. As long as it's not interlocked, you're fine. That's the thing. As long as it's not interlocked, you are fine. But if it was, I'm gonna have to change the verdict. I can't take. Oh, that's a grave sin. That's a grave sin. And you admit it with such passion. If only I had more to just partake. If only I had more. If only. Ladies and gentlemen, and those in between, or those that do not conform to any of such notions of identity, do practice safe hand-holding, because it's a gateway for something else. But I've gone on long enough. Let's see who we can send y'all to, and we will go from there. All right? Just remember the rules are right, everybody. If you are new to the stream, these are the golden rules to follow. Rule number 1, you represent me by proxy, so be on your best behavior. Anything you say or do is representative of me and my community. If I find you being a nuisance in someone else's community or chat, I will deal with you. Rule number 2. If you do enjoy the person's content, do enjoy it the best way you can, respectfully and responsibly. Don't break the bank, but break the mold. Make some clips, make some friends. Do all that fun stuff. And most importantly, rule number 3, and most importantly, be excellent to each other. Because you may never know what someone else is going through behind the scenes. Alright? Take care, y'all. And let's see. Oh, speaking of journeying through fire, let's say to someone that's doing some chain together. Let's see if the bond is truly strong. Yeah, this is a new this is a new channel that I come across recently. I do like this stuff on Twitter, so if you want to stick around for Xeon Zeep, then go right ahead. Make yourself right at home. Just remember the rules, and just remember everything else I taught you. And enjoy the rest of your day. He's right, it's not handling if you don't interlock. Indeed it is, Void, indeed it is.